Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and we are a couple of days removed from the latest balance patch, and as we always do on the channel, I want to recommend to you 5 different decks that you can climb, whether it be standard or wild, and expect to, have some success with, whether it's getting to gold, platinum, diamond, or legend for the very first time. As always, I will warn, craft at your own risk, try and find some decks on here that you have most of the cards for, and I will give a breakdown for each deck. And before we get into that, if you feel like I earned your subscription and you want to help us on our road to 60,000 subscribers, where we unlock a new giveaway at 59,000, please hit that subscribe button down below, give the video a like, it helps the channel out a ton. So starting off with standard, you'll note I'm not recommending any hunter lists, although if you have the old hunter decks, you haven't disenchanted the stuff, honestly they're still competitive. There's people like top 10 legend playing Beast Hunter, but I do want to throw out some new stuff out there since, you don't want to maybe play the nerf stuff. Starting off, we'll go with one of the best decks in the entire format right now, Curse Imp Warlock. This deck is just super good. You have your early game in here, like your Flame Imp, your Flustered Librarian, just, you have your early game presence. You have your location, which is just, even though it's been nerfed, it's still completely busted. Impending Catastrophe means you never run out of cards. You play your early game imps, you get damage in, and then you have late game scaling. You have incredible late game scaling with your curses, whether you're branding Seerchrist Cultist or using Tamsman to get more drag belows, getting Lady Darkvein in there to give you even more curses, and you have the hero card in here, Dreadlich Tamsin, that's just always been super busted in both formats, and of course Imp King Rafaam to kind of just seal the deal. There's also regular Imp Warlock, there's 40 card Imp Warlock, but statistically it looks like the 30 card Curse Imp Warlock is doing the best, so I thought I would share that one with you. Another deck that's performing incredibly well and has basically the entire expansion, people just don't love to play it, but I will recommend it, is Naga Priest. Basically, you want to draw your Serpent Wig with all your Nagas, constantly buff things up, and just eventually smork your opponent down. You can get a Bless in there to get some insane lethality with a high health minion. You have Boon of the Ascended, which can give you 2 massive targets, and you have Pelagos in there that can just snowball out of control, and you have great card draw options in here like Handmaiden that can draw 3 cards if you've cast 3 spells while holding it. Very solid deck, kind of linear. You really want to draw Serpent Wig. That is the card you want more than anything. And I had one viewer today tell me, Tremichos, he went 7-0 from, I think, Diamond to Legend today playing Wig Priest. It's doing very well and is definitely a tier 1 deck at the moment. A deck I've been playing that is really fun and I've been really enjoying and is rated on HS Replay as a very well-performing deck. I went like 7-0 with it in top 500 Legend today, is Control Paladin, which got one of the best cards from the mini set, Order in the Court, which allows you basically to draw to your Denathrius, you get your Light Rays, which could be just dirt cheap, and of course get into Curiel, Varian, and you have finishers in here like Mr. Smite, like Denathrius, and by the way, yes, Theotar, absolutely worth running at 5, utterly broken. You guys have heard me talk about it, but yes, really good. And yeah, it's just not worth going pure when you can go Renethal, you get Denathrius, you get Smite, you have just a ridiculous good cards in here. It's just a really fun control deck that I'm really enjoying, and you got a quality in here to deal with like the priests and all of that, making these giant threats, and I have done very well with it. It has a fighting chance, it feels like, against everything. So I definitely recommend this deck. Next we have Big Spell Mage. Has kind of made a big comeback lately, pardon the pun. The XL version I've seen. Heist is top 5 legend with it. Luna's got top 5 legend with it. There's a couple variants around, but this is Habu Gabu's list, and it is doing work. If you've seen Big Spell Mage, you know it's all about Barbaric Sorceress, basically getting one of these big spells out for cheap, or Belinda, which is incredible. And while you're just stalling in the early game with all sorts of just cheap minions that can either generate spells, coins, mess with your opponent with a Far Watch Post, suppose if you're feeling like you're a good detective, you can get some guesses correctly with Murloc Holmes, but overall the deck has been the same for quite some time, but it's just doing a lot of good work. And yes, we got Theotar in here again. You're gonna see a common trend. This is in a lot of decks, as is Prince Renethal, which we'll talk about probably tomorrow. But yes, XL Big Spell Mage, that is double the big, is doing very well. Fel Relic Demon Hunter is another deck that's been doing pretty well with all the buffs that happen to the relics, particularly Relic Vault. I swear, every time this is played against me onto, I just lose the game because, well, you have some pretty incredible relics in here, mainly Relic of Dimensions. This is a card that just wins games. The second you get this amped up, you get it with the location, you draw 4 cards, discount like 20 mana. It's ridiculous. You can get Z-Mox out for dirt cheap, Jace, Kurtrus, and even if you don't do that, you still have incredible win conditions in here with these cards at 8 mana alone, whether you're fueling your Jace with your Fel spells like a Predation, a Fel Barrage, a Chaos Strike, a Fury. This deck does very well. It's just, you gotta draw in the right order, but overall the numbers are pretty good on it. And if you're looking to have some fun with Relic Demon Hunter, because it is a lot of fun to pop off with those high rolls. And I wanted to give one bonus standard deck. Control Shaman is another deck that's doing really well. Theo got to top 10 legend. He's like basically top 10 on America's and EU playing this, and it's just a good control deck, very expensive one. Another Renethal deck. Like, how many legendaries do we have in here? But yes, you got the Denathrius, you've got your hero card and Denathrius you can copy up, of course, with your Brilliant Macaw, your Bolner, but you have value in here. Glug can outright steal games as well. Incredible card. Theotar's in there, Sylvanas, and you have your draw package in your either your Famished Fools or your Gorlock Ravager. Very solid deck, and if you're looking for some more control, some more Renethal decks, this is definitely a great way to go. Wild's relatively unaffected by the bounce patch, but we'll go over some good Wild decks. I got Legend, and Memnar got rank 1 Legend. That's right, I did play Priest, but this deck's pretty darn sweet. Reno Shadow Priest. You have your Dark Bishop Benedictus. Oh, look at that. Theotar's in here as well, but overall, it's just, you're just a kind of more of an attrition-based value deck. Not so much an OTK like Raza Anduin deck. It's just about surviving and outvaluing your opponent. You have Skulking Geist in there for all the mill druids with their Jade Idols and all of that. Blackwater Behemoth is just incredible healing. I played Najok Hexen today against a Neptulon Big Priest. They were not too happy, as this is it's a great Big Priest counter, but also just good against a lot of the big stuff out there, especially if any big decks out there. But overall, it's just a really good value deck, extremely expensive deck. And yes, I have these all golden. I am a disgusting whale, but overall, if you're looking to play some Reno Priest, this deck is really darn good and feels like it has a fighting chance against everything, because even the combo decks, you got Lotheb, you got Rat, you got Theotar, you definitely have a shot. Another powerful deck, still very good, is even Shaman, getting these Gigan totems out for dirt cheap, popping your totems with a Splitting Axe, or just playing Stone Right, and all of your totems have +2 attack for the rest of the game. Really solid deck, very consistent, doing very well, and is relatively cheap. Outside of your, again, Grey Mane, your Stone Right, and a couple epics in your Gigan Totem and Splitting Axe, and I guess Amalgam of the Deep, but overall, very good deck and relatively affordable. And probably for the billionth time, I will suggest Pirate Rogue, because smashing your opponent in the face with Pirate Rogue is very effective. Decks been the same for a very long time now, all about the Swordfish, cycling your pirates, getting them out cheap, going face. Really good aggro deck. I've talked about it enough, but yes, have to recommend it. Beast Hunter, despite the nerfs, still doing really well. People have just been crushing it, all ranks, high legend, diamond, whatever you're looking at. Really fun deck. I climbed most of my way to legend this season playing basically this exact deck, and you're utilizing Harpoon Gun, cheating out a Tundra Rhino, I guess now for 3 mana. Still really good. Same with Shadehound. Hydrolodon, the hero card, is incredible, and you have Starving Buzzard in here with all your cheap beasts that let you just draw your whole deck. Really solid deck and quite fun. We have XL Reno Warlock, and well, you got the giant cards of Reno Warlock. You got Denathrius as a win condition. You have Attrition in here, of course, as a win condition. Skulking Geist. You have your Gigafin, which you can cheat out with your Sea Devil Stinger. But overall, it's your run-of-the-mill Reno Warlock with a pretty good amount of greed. A bit more of the affordable side of things going on, but I thought I'd recommend a couple of Reno decks, because who doesn't like playing a good Reno deck? And there you go. Those are my recommendations for Standard and Wild. Hopefully that helps you out. Good luck on your climbs. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Stay salty, my friends.